This morning on DC News Now, a new executive order calling for the dismantling of the Department of Education.
We're going to be returning education very simply back to the states where it belongs.
Education advocates worry the order hurts students across the country. Tracking a sunny, windy, and cooler end to the week, meteorologist Jackie Lair has a look at the weekend weather. A judge blocking the deportation of a Georgetown University student, causing civil rights groups to speak out.
Anyone, based on their speech, can be basically whisked away at night.
Plus, a health alert across the DMV. What you need to know about the latest measles outbreak in Maryland. And how to get your hands on a special March Madness t-shirt supporting UMD basketball. The students behind the unique design taking the campus by storm.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Well, good morning, and thanks for starting your Friday with us here on DC News Now. I'm Tanaya Wright.
Good morning to you. Happy Friday. I'm Corey James. Shanika's eyeing those roads for you. We'll have the latest for you on those conditions in just a moment. Jackie's keeping an eye on that forecast. It is windy out there.
Yeah, that wind will be picking up through the morning hours, but thankfully later on today, that wind does peel back, but at least still be breezy out there. Let's talk about satellite and radar out there this morning. And it's all windy because of that cold front has now cleared off the coastline. That's ushering in that cool down too. But at least we're tracking those drier conditions now, as opposed to all that rain we did see yesterday evening. Wind gusts right now varying between 30 and close to 40 miles per hour across the area. But it's making it feel much colder than those actual air temperatures. Air temperatures right now are varying in the 30s to low to mid 40s, but wind chills running about 20s to lower 30s. So it's one of those mornings you want to make sure you are all bundled up before you head out. So make sure of that. As we look ahead towards this afternoon, we'll see those mainly clear skies. That sunrise this morning will be at 7:09, and we'll see temperatures eventually back into those mid to upper 50s later on this afternoon. But like I mentioned, still be quite breezy out there later on today. But we'll look ahead towards that weekend forecast coming up. Shanika, what's the latest on those roadways this morning?
All right. Hey, Jackie, good morning. Well, top of the 6 o'clock hour, and you are seeing this one problem here. We don't have just one, but this is one problem that I want to talk about first. This is right in Cheverly 50 heading westbound. You can see past 202. You're really on your brakes because of this one crash, and that is just before the DC line. So you're in Maryland right now, right on the district line. You will see that crash there right near 201 Kenilworth Avenue. So I would avoid this area. The rest of your area, you should be okay. 66 heading eastbound, though, right near the Beltway, you're going to find a crash there. We also have another crash right off of Colesville Road and East West Highway. That's involving a Metro bus.
All right, Shanika, thank you. In Maryland, some scary moments at an elementary school after police say an 11-year-old threatened to use a gun to kill their classmates and teachers. This happened Wednesday at FB Gwynn Educational Center in Charles County. The Charles County Sheriff's Office says the school resource officer contacted the students' relatives and searched their home. According to investigators, no guns were found. Under state law, the student cannot be charged because of their age. However, officials say the county's Juvenile Services Department was notified. Deputies also say the student is facing disciplinary consequences at school. And developing now, there are 2 new cases of measles in Maryland.
Yeah, now DC health officials say they're monitoring potential exposures in the district. The 2 new patients in Maryland traveled out of the country. Health officials say they flew into Dulles Airport. They were at the arrivals area and baggage claim on March 5th. They also say the 2 were at DCA and used a terminal shuttle bus on March 14th. That day, they also rode the Metro Yellow Line train from DCA to LaFont Plaza, then got on the Silver Line heading to downtown Largo. Virginia health officials are also monitoring for any potential exposures. Right now, the CDC says there's about 300 patients with measles in the country. If you are unvaccinated and believe you've been exposed, you're asked to call your healthcare provider. And of course, we are continuing to monitor this public health concern. We've got all the information you need on our website, dcnewsnow.com. And continuing our coverage this morning of a Georgetown researcher who's being detained by immigration officials. A judge ruled to stop the deportation of that man.
Yeah, DC News Now's Max Marcilla spoke with the Virginia ACLU, and the organization tells us what is happening is unconstitutional.
the entire situation was incredibly alarming.
The Virginia ACLU is sharing its concern as one of their clients, a Georgetown University researcher, remains in an immigration detention facility. Badr Khan Suri, detained by Homeland Security agents on Monday outside of his Arlington home. His attorneys writing it was based on his family connections and constitutionally protected free speech.
It should be completely outrageous and disturbing to anybody in this country that, anyone based on their speech can be basically whisked away at night.
Suri is a citizen of India but came to the U.S. in 2022 on a J-1 visa. He's married to an American-born Palestinian, both of whom have been vocal about their support of Palestine. Homeland Security Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin accuses Suri of having close connections to a senior advisor to Hamas. Suri's attorneys say his wife's father is a former political advisor to the Prime Minister of Gaza.
The idea that Dr. Suri is being punished because of somebody that he's related to his wife is pretty tenuous and very concerning.
The university tells DC News Now in a statement it's not aware of Suri engaging in any illegal activity, saying, "We support our community members' rights to free and open inquiry, deliberation, and debate, even if the underlying ideas may be difficult, controversial, or objectionable." In a court filing from Thursday, Suri's wife writes, "I feel completely unsafe and can't stop looking at the door, terrified that someone else will come and take me and the children away as well."
And that was our Max Marcillot reporting. Suri's attorneys are also still trying to bring him back to Virginia to be closer to his lawyers, his wife, and 3 kids. Meantime, the Trump administration is still pushing to get rid of diversity, equity, and inclusion programs in higher education. Right now, the Education Department is investigating dozens of universities for alleged racial discrimination. It comes after a warning schools could lose federal money over race-based preferences in admissions and scholarships. Some universities now deciding not to push back because of the Trump administration's willingness to withhold federal funding. And President Trump signing an executive order to dismantle the Department of Education, moving authority from the federal government to states.
That is right. Trump calling it a historic action that was 45 years in the making. Our Tosin Vakila is in the studio with more on how this move is impacting several things. Tosin, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Corey and Tanaya. This really shouldn't come as a surprise because this executive order fulfills one of the president's campaign promises, and this move will likely face legal challenges, but the president is clear he wants this department gone.
My administration will take all lawful steps to shut down the department. We're going to shut it down and shut it down as quickly as possible. It's doing us no good.
The Department of Education is an agency the Republicans have talked about getting rid of for a long time. White House press secretary says poor test scores and cost of operating the DOE are to blame. But the Department of Education does not mandate curriculums. That's always been the state's responsibility. What the U.S. Department of Education does includes managing student loan debt and overseeing the Pell Grant, enforcing civil rights, managing the system of college accreditation, and grants for Title I programs for low-income schools and People with Disabilities Education Act.
Speech therapy and all that, that's going to cost the parents money, which a lot of the kids in my district, the parents can't pay for this stuff.
If you look at the Pell Grants, it's supposed to be a very good program, Title I funding and resources for children with special disabilities and special needs. They're going to be preserved in full and redistributed to various other agencies and departments.
Now, remember, the president already gutted about 50% of this department before this order yesterday. As for what's next for this department, completely eliminating the DOE will likely need congressional approval. Tanaya?
All right, thank you, Tosin. Well, a Maryland federal judge has temporarily blocked DOJ from accessing Social Security records. The Department of Government Efficiency is not allowed to legally access systems that hold personal information of millions of people. Labor unions and retirees have asked for an emergency order limiting DOJ access to the data. The Trump administration says DOJ's work at the Social Security Agency is aimed at reducing waste and fraud in the federal government. And the Northern Virginia Community College is helping federal workers now out of a job find new opportunities. It is called the New Employment Exploration and Transition Program. $1 million in scholarships have been available to unemployed former federal workers. Classes include IT training, HR credentials, project management, and business ownership.
We're going to be working with business partners as well over the coming weeks to help them get their HR folks in to maybe meet one-on-one with folks and give them some tips on how they can really put their best foot forward to get these jobs.
So far, more than 200 federal workers have applied. You can find out more information about the program on our website, dcnewsnow.com. And in Maryland, a budget proposal hoping to bridge the state's $3.3 billion deficit.
Yeah, the plan includes a new 3% tax on IT services and a new income tax bracket for the state's wealthiest people. Governor Wes Moore is proposing anyone making more than $750,000 will be taxed $1,800 more. The budget also has more than $2 billion in cuts. Moore describes the cuts as the most significant in 16 years. Lawmakers still have to pass a balanced budget before the end of the legislative session, and that is on April 7th.
And federal investigators are putting part of the blame on Maryland's Transportation Authority for the collapse of the Key Bridge. The NTSB says a tragedy could have been prevented if state leaders did the recommended vulnerability assessment on the bridge. They were instructed to do so in 2009. Investigators say Maryland would have found the Key Bridge was at a far greater risk of collapsing and could have proactively worked to make it safer.
They ran the calculation on the Francis Scott Key Bridge. The MDTA would have been aware that the bridge was almost 30 times greater than the risk threshold AASHTO sets for critical essential bridges.
A cargo ship took down the Baltimore Key Bridge last month, killing 6 construction workers last March. The NTSB says dozens of bridges across the country are in need of safety inspections, including the Chesapeake Bay Bridge.
And the Cherry Blossom Festival in full swing, kicking off as we inch one step closer to peak bloom here. The National Park Service announcing cherry blossoms are about 70% there. Right now, we are in stage 4, and that is when the buds are pink and starting to open a bit. Peak bloom is expected March 28th. Meantime, the opening ceremony for the festival is scheduled to start tomorrow at 5 o'clock. It is taking place at Warner Theater near 13th Street in Penn Quarter. All right, Maryland's Crab 5 heading into the madness.
Yeah, that is right. How one UMD basketball fan is cashing in on all the excitement. Plus, a big economic shot in the arm for one D.C. neighborhood. Why officials say a major development could bring major jobs.
And a windy start to this Friday morning, Jackie.
Yeah, we're dealing with some of those wind gusts in excess of 30, even close to 40 miles per hour. So hold on to your hats and also maybe your scarf and gloves, because we're also tracking a bit of a cool down out there, and that wind's making me feeling colder. More details. We'll get towards the rest of that 7 day right after the break.